I'm originally from Mexico. I grew up in a single parent home, the youngest of six. My father left the house when I was just 1 year old, so my mom had to go and work 2 or 3 jobs to be able to bring food to the table. At the age of 12 is when I joined the gang. I was kicked out of school at the 10th grade. By the age of 15, I already was smoking marijuana and doing cocaine. At the age of 17, my mom passed away. I felt empty. I knew something was missing. I just didn't know what it was. I had a brother who lived in the United States. He invited me to this concert. After the music, this guy came forward and started to speak. He was an evangelist. And at some point, it felt like nobody was in the stadium. It was just me and him. He was telling me my life and how I felt. That was a moment when my life turned around. It was different. After that, there was a purpose in my life, and I found it. I found that purpose. And God was calling me to give the rest of my life to Him. And I didn't know what that meant either. I just say yes, and I say, here I am. I can see that there was a purpose of why I went through those experiences. Now coming here, finding within this context the same people going through the same challenges that I went through, that I experienced. I know why I'm here. At the beginning, when I came, I was looking for the needs in the communities, so that will tell me what kind of programs we can have. And that's great. You need programs, you need services for people that need them. But my philosophy has changed, and instead of focusing on the needs and focusing on what are the challenges people are experiencing, I started to focus more on what we have. And that's a big difference. There's a lot of ministers out there that have after-school programs. They serve kids, they serve the community, they do all different things. So somebody asked me, say, well, think about what makes you unique. What's different about your program? And so I really thought about that. I said, I can think of, for example, the first thing is that we are Christ-centered. We believe that every human being has a purpose in life, and the best thing that can happen to you is for any person is to find that purpose in life, because then your life changes completely. That's what happens with me. So that makes us unique. The other thing is, we intentionally decided to move into the community or the neighborhood where we serve, so that we get to know them, that we are within them and know the challenges that they're experiencing too. Then the other thing is the child. We want to approach this individual making a difference with their family, with the environment, providing a job for their parents, helping them to find the jobs, providing them opportunities. Their homes, housing. If they don't have a house and they're renting, how can we work together to find a way where you can afford a home? The southeast of Fort Wayne is the most neglected area probably of the city. The last 40, 50 years, a lot of businesses have been moving out of this area. We have all this crime going on, people don't feel safe. What do? So I went to a neighborhood association meeting, I remember, and the police chief was there, and he was giving some statistics on the community and about the crime and all of it. And he mentioned something there. He said, at the end of his report, he said, if we can help people to let them know that if they can clean their homes and paint them and just beautify their houses, if we can do that, it will help, because believe it or not, when you clean, when you make the community look a little bit better, the crime goes down. So what we did is we put a team together and we established this program called Home Safety Assessment. And what we did is we sent this group together with the neighborhood association, knowing that it comes from the neighborhood association and the police department in partnership with them. We went and knocked on doors, and we told them, we have this checklist, very simple things you can do in your home to prevent a break-in. In 2013, the statistics in crime, we had 33 burglaries in our neighborhood, 550 homes, 33. That's really high. By 2014, we only had 23 break-ins at the end of 2014. 2015, just last year, we only had five break-ins in our neighborhoods. That's big. It really make a difference. And it's everything. It's not just the program. I think it's also the neighborhood association, more people being aware of their neighbors and knowing that there is something going on. I can see how people are coming together and that people are dreaming for a better place. They're more open to come out of their home now and to walk the streets, and they're more open to build relationships. So I think now it's starting to go to the next level of beautification that we need to bring to this neighborhood and transform it for the good, and not just for you, but the generations to come.